Good evening and welcome to True Dugman Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody that you've known have had a sighting and would like for me to share it on my channel, then please contact me. I would love to hear from you. Like, comment, share, comment, and subscribe. As you all know, I told y'all I will be uploading encounters on my YouTube channel, so that's what I'm gonna do. Anonymity means a lot, so I stick by that. So with that, let's jump right into this encounter. Now this encounter right here, I will give you the state that it happened in, and this happened in Ohio. Now my eyewitness said that she lived it down one of these small country roads, but it was populated with other houses. Now mind you, on the opposite side of these houses sat this large open field. So she said every night before she went to bed, she would go out and she would feed the chickens and then go back in the house. She would repeat this day after day after day. That was her routine. Before she turned in for tonight, she would go out and she would feed the chickens. So she said this particular night when she went out and she had, fed the chickens and everything, she said she noticed that she could see dark shadows, like just shooting back and forth across over in this field. But she never knew what it was. She would just see dark silhouette shadows just moving back and forth. She paid it no mind. She said after about a couple of weeks is when she saw something that shook her to her core. She said she goes out. She feeds the chicken. Now mind you, she said on her way back in, she caught something out of her peripheral vision over in the field. And when she turned and looked, and these is her words, she said she saw this large, tall, dog-like looking creature looking over in her direction. So she's standing there in awe, like, what is that? What is that thing? Because she don't know what it is. She just looking at it. So she's standing there, still watching this thing. She said that's when she noticed that this thing didn't just look like a dog standing up bipedal. She said it had human-like traits, meaning she could see the shoulders and see that this thing had arms. Now mind you, by us over in the field, she didn't get a good look at the legs and everything. But she could say that this thing had a long snout, pointed ears. And she said the head on this thing was just massive. So she's standing there and she's still watching this thing. She said that's when it started to sniff And she said she can hear that, even though she crossed on the other side on her property. She said she could hear this thing start to sniff. She said that's when it turned to its left, looking over in the tree line. So she looks over there in that direction. That's when she see 2 deer. Poof, just took off into the tree line. She said that's when this thing took off at a high rate of speed. Now mind you, she said as this thing was running, it would drop down on all 4s. She said, but it didn't run in a straight line, like running straight, like a person would do. She said when it was on all 4s, it ran like to the left, then went back over to the right, to the left, to the right. She said it was doing that motion. She said then it would come back on 2 legs bipedal, back down on all 4s, then back up on 2 legs bipedal until it hit the tree line. She said that when it did that, it stopped it on a dime. She said it just stopped instantly. Glanced back over in her direction, then turned and continued to run through the tree line. She said she could hear sticks and trees breaking and all that. Then I asked her, I said, have you ever seen these things before or where you live at? She said no. She said, but I have heard howls. Like I said, I'd seen them shadows, but they were just moving so fast. She said, but I never seen nothing like this in my life. She said, that is some type of monster. She said, because there's no way that this thing should be walking or running. Now that's in her encounter, my witness. So I hope y'all enjoy that. I'm going to go ahead and upload that, and I'm going to give y'all one more. So stay tuned for the next true Dugman encounters.